Welcome students. This is Social Science class, 9th standard, Political Science, Chapter 1. The name of the lesson is Our Constitution. In the last 8th standard class, you have learned about the meaning of political science. So, from this year, you have to understand the function of Constitution and the important preamble of the Constitution and fundamental rights and duties, how it is very essential for every individual. So, you can understand all these points from this lesson. So, in this lesson, some of the important points that you have to understand. So, let me see what are the important points you have to study about this lesson. First point, the Constituent Assembly of Constitution. Second one, the Constitution Drafting Committee and Framing of Constitution. Third point, the Preamble to the Constitution. Fourth, the salient features of the Constitution. Fifth, the fundamental rights, duties and directive principles of state policy. So these are the main important points that you have to study under this lesson, Our Constitution, Chapter 1. So in our Constitution lesson, the role of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel became one of the main important person for the merge of princely states and the provinces with the Union of India. So therefore, we are going to call him as the Iron Man of India. Second point, we have discussed the Indian Constituent Assembly. Our Constitution meaning. So Constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a state. So please remember this meaning. Second one, our Constituent Assembly formed in 1946. So in that period of time, it consisted of 389 members. After partition, it was reduced to 299 members. First meeting of the new Constituent Assembly held on 9th of December 1946. Second meeting was undertaken 11th of December 1946 under the chairmanship of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Some of the important eminent persons were also participated, among them Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Sarojini Naidu, Sucheta Kripalani were the important persons, eminent persons. They participated in the framing of our Constituent Assembly. Next point, we discuss about Drafting Committee. So, Drafting Committee, the main chief chairman is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So, he is the chief architect of Indian Constitution. Other important members were also participated, among them Gopalaswamy Iyengar, Aladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, K.M. Munshi, T.T. Krishnamachari were the other important eminent persons responsible in framing drafting committee. Next point, we learned framing of the Constitution. In order to frame our Constitution, it took 11 months, 18 days and it approved on 26th November 1949, but it started functioning on 26th of January 1950. So, we are celebrating 26th January as Republic Day. So, our framing of a Constitution approved on 26th November 1949, but it came into force on 26th January 1950. So these are the important points that you have to know about Constituent Assembly. Preamble to the Constitution. So preamble means it contains the fundamental policies and the ideals of the Constitution. And in this preamble, it is a sum of the structure, values, principles and goals of the Constitution. So under preamble, is based on the aspirations and ideals of the people of India. So we have taken the important aspirations and ideals of the people of India. It is mentioned in our preamble. So these are the 5 important points that we have learned under preamble of our constitution. First point, we the Indian citizens. Ours is a sovereign country and we are following a socialist principles and secular rules. And fifth one, democratic republic. So we the people of Indians, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. That is the important key terms of the preamble of our constitution. The salient features of our constitution. First one, ours is a written and lengthy constitution and it included fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles of state policy. So originally in our constitution, it consists of 22 chapters, 8 scheduled, 395 articles. Later on, our rules have increased. Then it has become 25 chapters, 12 scheduled, 465 articles. Second feature is ours is a partially flexible and simple and partially rigid or complicated constitution. Third one, parliamentary form of government. So in that elected members are appointed in our parliament were known as the cabinet ministers and they will look after the administration of the country. Fourth important point is republican system. So under the republican system, people are indirectly elected by the citizens. So president became the important constitutional head of the state. Fifth point, in our constitution, we are following a federal system. Here, our administrative powers are divided into 1. Central, 2. State, and our central list consisted of 100 subjects. The state list consisted of 61 subjects and the concurrent list consisted of 52 subjects. Sixth important feature of the constitution is fundamental rights. So rights of the people is called fundamental rights. Seventh one is the fundamental duties. So we are following mainly 11 fundamental duties. And eighth one, directive principles of state policy. Ninth important salient feature is our constitution is independent and centralized judiciary system. 10th one, we are having single citizenship, central wise or state wise we are given single citizenship. Above 18 years we are given right to vote, that is adult franchise is the 11th point. 12th one, we are having a bicameral legislature under the powers are divided into two houses, that is lower house Lok Sabha, upper house Rajya Sabha. 13th one, we are having a party system. So highest vote which party will wins, that will become the ruling party and the other important parties will become the opposite party. Fundamental rights. Under the fundamental rights, the first important right we have discussed is right to equality. So all citizens are given rights and all are equal before law. Second important right we have discussed today is right to freedom. So citizens are given freedom of opinion and live anywhere they require. Third important right is right against exploitation. So here when the women, children, the poor and the weak, when they are denied from their rights, so they can fight to get their rights. So no differences. You should make the exploitation of women, children, the poor and the weak should be avoided. Fourth important right we have discussed today is right to freedom of religion. So you can follow any type of religion. Fifth one, cultural and educational right. According to the RTE Act of 2009, all children from the age of 6 to 14 years have to get equal educational facilities. Then sixth important right we have discussed, right to constitutional remedies. So people can appeal directly to the Supreme Court for their problems. The High Courts have power to pass its own important rights. First one we have discussed, habeas corpus. Second one, mandamus. Third one, prohibition. Fourth one, certiorari. Fifth one, quo warrant. So these are the 5 important power has been passed by the High Courts to protect the lifestyle of the people. Fundamental duties. First important fundamental duty we have discussed is to respect the Constitution, national flag and national anthem. Second point, to follow the noble ideals that inspired our national struggle for freedom. Third important duty is to protect the integrity of India. Fourth one, to defend the motherland when called to do so. Fifth one, to promote the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India. Sixth one, to preserve our rich heritage. Seventh, to protect and develop environment including forest, lakes, rivers and wildlife. Eighth one, to develop the scientific temper and the spirit of inquiry. Ninth one, to safeguard public property to obtain from violence. Tenth one, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activities. 11th fundamental duty is the parents or the guardians should provide an opportunity for education to their children from the age of 6 to 14 years. So these are the 11 important fundamental duties you have to know under Constitution. The next point we have discussed is the directive principles of state policy. Under that, first one, to provide adequate means of livelihood to all citizens. Second, to prevent the community wealth and resources from becoming the private property of a few people. Third one, to provide equal pay for equal work to both men and women and to protect labor welfare. Fourth one, to provide public assistance to those who are old, sick, weak or helpless. Fifth one, to implement uniform civil code throughout the country. Sixth one, to provide opportunity for the development of health, preschool education to all children below 6 years. Seventh one, to protect historical monuments and maintain places of historical interest. Eighth one, to separate the executive from the judiciary. Ninth one, to protect international peace and to respect international law. 10th one, to establish Grama Panchayat. 11th one, to encourage rural and cottage industries. 12th one, to organize and develop agriculture and animal husbandry on modern lines. 13th one, to ensure prohibition of liquor. 14th one, to ensure development of farming based on scientific methods. Like this, for the welfare state, we have to follow these type of directive principles of state policy. So, with this point, we are concluding the informations about our Constitution lesson. Thank you, children.